Welcome to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, so you won't miss any of our content. Hello, good to have you here. Do good without looking to whom is a popular proverb that means that we must do good in a disinterested way, without judging color, race, social class, age, sex, among others things. And that was how the protagonist of our moving story today did it, without knowing that life would later bring him an incredible surprise. Stay with us until the end of the story to find out. Franco was a young man who worked in a very important hotel chain. He was such a good worker that he managed to climb his position. He went from being a doorman to being the right hand of the owner of the place. Besides this, he was a good family man and a great husband according to his wife and children. Without a doubt, he was a worthy and exemplary man that anyone admired. Everything was going wonderfully. They increased their finances thanks to the businesses with which they began to associate. He began to be more cheerful when he got home because he had obtained new goods that the family undoubtedly needed. This man continued to learn about the hotel and economic industry, while his boss was full of debts and indulged in vices. It was there when they joined forces for entrepreneurship, but everything started to go wrong. Franco had mortgaged almost all his assets to build a new hotel with his boss. However, that man was only wasting the money they had for investment, thus bankrupt not only his hotel chain, but also Franco. An enraged Franco went to complain to his old boss, but none of that worked. Everything had been lost. So he went home, heartbroken, sad, not understanding how to solve this situation, yet the next day he went to work. Franco was at the hotel when a homeless man came in with torn and dirty clothes to deliver something to him. It was a pile of charge letters that had been thrown outside the hotel and some young people had kicked it to the other street. Franco surrendered, decided to do an act of kindness although his financial destiny did not seem to paint anything well, so before the homeless left he called him. He offered him to stay at the hotel for at least one day for free. Somewhat incredulous about the homeless man, he thought it was a joke, still he agreed. Franco led him to the most luxurious room in the place, also invited him to lunch and gave the homeless new clothes. His last bills would be spent with that scruffy gentleman. The next day the owner found out and fired Franco. Because he did not conceive that even if the hotel was almost bankrupt, Franco would have caused more expenses to the company. But something happened. When a letter arrived at his house it was a loan for a large sum of millions of dollars, so he excitedly accepted the proposal of that bank that had offered him this opportunity. Franco used the money to hire lawyers and solve his problem with the hotel chain where he had been unfairly removed. He also managed to pay the workers there and saved his debts. The lawyers won the battle and the hotel chain passed into the name of the largest shareholder, Franco. Franco remembered the homeless man that he had helped once, and although he looked for him, he did not find him again. He considers that his salvation was thanks to his helping him that day. And it is that without a doubt, each action of ours leaves seeds in the fertile soil of life, and what we sow in it is precisely what we will collect sooner or later, just as Franco did. Now tell me, what did you think of this inspiring story? Leave us your comment.